Good morning YouTube and welcome to the video. It is currently 6 a.m. in the morning, 25th of October. I'm going to record a full day of eating today, post-prep full day of eating. I'm currently 4 weeks post-show, sitting at around 8 to 10 pounds above my lowest in prep, which is actually my final show day. Was 165.2, I believe, and this morning woke up at 175.2, so technically 10 pounds up at the moment, which is obviously quite aggressive out the gates, which is what you want when you come out of a contest prep. But from now we want to obviously slow down that rate of gain and look to only really put on maybe like a quarter of a pound per week, so like 0.25 pounds per week, and really extend this phase out. You know, I don't really want to be dieting until next August, September time, and have a real long stint of growing. Obviously, I'm still in the phase at the moment where I'm trying to get healthy from prep again. The joys of a natural bodybuilding prep, it does take time. But I thought it'd be good to document a little bit of a full day of eating, because obviously some people coming out of prep, everyone's variables are going to be slightly different. Some people can drive food up very, very high coming out of a dieting phase. We tried that within the first couple of weeks, but then we had to put it back down a little bit because my scale weight was literally shooting up. I've pretty much been holding a very, very similar scale weight now for the past 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks. The initial like 10 days coming out of prep, I was literally putting on like a pound every day. And that wasn't down to me like binging or going off plan. It was just the way my body was responding to more food. So we've actually had to pull back food a little bit. So today's macros are 240 protein, 300 carb and 45 fat. It is a training day. We'll be training upper today. So let's kick off this full day of eating with my meal one and also my digestion drink, and then I will make a hydration drink as well. So 25 mils of aloe vera juice, 50 mils of apple cider vinegar, and then I'll just put in some water and neck it. If I'm honest, this drink tastes jank, but there's a lot of benefits towards gut health with the aloe vera juice and apple cider vinegar. So I have this fasted in the morning before I consume anything else. Oh, it's so acidic. So acidic. Ugh, not nice. And then for my kind of hydration drink in the morning, I'm currently using Hydromax by Strom Sports. I feel like this is a little bit of a product that has been forgotten about. Like, this was one of the original hydration products that came out a few years ago, but now obviously all the other brands are doing hydration drinks, and kind of a little bit of a forgotten gem, this one. This is in the sour apple-tastic. It actually tastes pretty good, and it's a slightly different panel as well to your usual kind of hydration drinks, as it does have vitamin C, taurine, cranberry extract, cocoa mineral and dandelion root extract, which is interesting because a couple of these ingredients are actually like natural diuretics. So obviously you've got the vitamin C and the dandelion root. Obviously you've got hydration, creatine going in as well. I usually have around 8 grams of this, which is just a heaped scoop of creatine. Obviously if you want any of these supplements, you can go check out Supplement Supply UK, which is in the description below, and you can grab any of these, and you can use code MDB10 at checkout for a little bit of money off. And then finally 10 grams of glutamine. I don't account for this within my like total protein intake for the day. This is just kind of one of those things that is a staple within my diet. It never changes. A lot of people don't account for things like supplementation, like hydration products, EAAs, glutamine. Like, these things do have calories, but I think as long as you keep them standardized throughout your diet and you have them on a daily basis, it is fine. But obviously if you are in a bit of a contest prep setting and you're abusing these type of products, like maybe having a couple of servings of each per day, then you've got to account for, obviously, that will be towards your calorie intake as well for the day. Right, so that's hydration drink done. Now it's time for health supps. So I take 2 servings of the high grade omega 3s from Nordic Oil. You can buy these off Amazon. I've pretty much been using these for years now. But yeah, obviously looking to get our essential fatty acids in. And if I'm honest, I generally do believe that everyone should be taking an omega-3 because usually you're not getting a sufficient amount within your diet. So I take 2 capsules of the Nordic oil, 2 capsules of the krill oil as well. Again, you can get this off Amazon. Vitamin C, I'll take 2 tablets of that, which is 2 grams of vitamin C or 2,000 milligrams. Vitamin D and K2, I will take 2 tablets of this, which is 8,000 IU of vitamin D and K2. And then finally, I am using thyroid support at the moment by Supplement Needs. I'll take this around half an hour before I'm training. So it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to remember though. I can't lie, there's been some days where I have forgotten to take it. But yeah, another obviously a product that at the moment, being through an extensive dieting phase, my thyroid, well, with the position my food's in at the moment, and the way my body is responding, I wouldn't be surprised if my thyroid is not in the best position at the moment. So thyroid stack to help me out. Like I said in my previous YouTube video, I will be running blood work probably within the next like 4 to 5 weeks. Wait for myself to get, 8 to 9 weeks post show. And then obviously looking to assess my blood work and see how things are going. But if I ran bloods now, it probably wouldn't be in the greatest position because there's still things that I need to work on. I still need to put on a little bit more body fat. I still need to improve my sleep. I still need to improve things like digestion. So, with these things that I know that I need to improve, if I'd done blood work now, I know that some markers would be off, and obviously I know what I need to improve on at the moment. But I do think running blood work is very, very important, especially as well for naturals. Like a lot of people think that, because you're natural, you don't need to run blood work. You still should be running blood work at least, I would say at least like 1 to 2 times per year. I think it is good in doing it in multiple different phases as well. For example, I'll be running blood work in 4 to 5 weeks, will be 8 to 9 weeks post show. And then maybe 6 months or 4 months after that, I'll run blood work again when I'm a little bit heavier and just make sure that those health markers are improving. It's so important. Like everyone should probably be running blood work a couple of times a year, if I'm honest, regardless if you're into bodybuilding or not. You need to know what's going on inside to obviously make the adjustments within either your lifestyle or within your diet to keep you in a healthy position. We all want to live for as long as possible, so make sure you are on top of your health. But yeah, there are my health supplementation, and let's get on to meal 1. Right, so meal 1 going down, we've got a mixture of berries, so 75 grams of frozen raspberries, 75 grams of frozen blueberries, 20 grams of dark chocolate, some cinnamon, and then a gram of low salt and a gram of pink Himalayan salt. And then I'll use the Perform Whey. This is sticky toffee pudding flavour. Unreal, like literally unreal. Straight into my top 3. I had a few samples of this. It must have been a couple months ago now when I went to a client show, and straight into the top 3. It'd be interesting to know as well what your guys' favourite flavours are of Perform. I would say it's carrot cake's got to be up there, hasn't it? And I do quite like the chocolate pistachio as well. Double choc is pretty good, and white chocolate raspberry is also pretty decent. But yeah, this sticky toffee whey is definitely up there at the moment, and I'm highly enjoying it. But yeah, 40 grams of whey in the form of a whey sludge. And there we have it, meal 1. Nothing too exciting. Doesn't look that appetizing either. But 75 grams of frozen raspberries, 75 grams of frozen blueberries, 20 grams of dark chocolate, and 40 grams of whey with some cinnamon and a gram of low salt and a gram of pink salt. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this meal here, and then I'm gonna go for a little bit of a walk, get around 3 to 4K steps in, and then it'll be time to start client check-ins. Right people, just got back from my morning walk. Of course, acquired a white monster to accompany check-ins this morning. I feel like my content is very same all the time. You know, same clips stacked across each other, and it's like I said so many times, but it's because my daily routine is literally exactly the same. But what I'm going to try to do this video is just give a little bit of advice for anyone who is managing post-show at the moment. And my first bit of advice would be keep your foods the same. Like when you come out of prep, keep majority of your food sources the same. Obviously, yes, if you want to change up your diet a little bit for foods that potentially are a little bit more appetizing, then that is fine as well. I can understand that when you're going through, you know, a 20-30 week prep like I did, like sometimes you might want to implement new foods. So for example, things like what I've implemented is salmon, yogurt, pineapple. You know, they're little things I've added to my diet to just make my diet a little bit more appealing and a little bit more appetizing going into this off season. Keep majority of your food sources the same. A lot of my meals today, if you go back and watch my prep full day of eating, you'll notice that they are exactly the same and they're just different quantities. And the reason for that is because I do enjoy the food that I eat. And I think that is a massive takeaway from anyone, you know, within bodybuilding. If you're on a meal plan, make sure you actually enjoy all the meals that you're eating. A little bit of advice there to anyone who is managing the post-show period: have meals that you enjoy in your plan, and it will make it a lot easier when it comes to the accountability side of things and making sure you're adherent to your plan. But anyway, I'm going to crack on with check-ins now. Got a busy day of check-ins, which I'm really excited for. It's very funny, like I do my morning walks on weekends. Obviously, weekends are primarily where I do a lot of my check-in work. And I'm walking quicker because I want to get to check-ins. Like I want to start check-ins because I actually look forward to doing them. So yeah, I'm excited to crack on with today's check-ins. And I will probably catch up with you guys when it's time for my pre-workout meal, as I'll be training upper today. I'm not too sure if I'll include a lot of training clips within this video, because I know I've included quite a lot of training clips in the last couple of videos. So I might just keep that to a minimum and focus mainly on the kind of post-show advice side of things for this video, and also obviously keeping the full day of eating. Good morning, Owen, and welcome to your check-in feedback for week 47. I hope you're all good, mate, and everything is well on your end. So we're looking back at what has been a very interesting week, mate. But the main thing is, mate, is we're focusing on what we need to focus on, right? And at this point in time, within the phase that you're in, the main objective is getting yourself in a healthy position and getting you nice and recovered from the contest prep, right? And also we've got to account for, you know, the digestive implications from an off-plan meal, right? Like you've been eating the same foods now for 28 weeks plus, and then, you know, you're starting to have a little bit of that flexibility where you're having off-plan meals, and therefore your digestion hasn't had those food sources or those different foods in a very long time. So therefore there is going to be a little bit of a kind of negative response in terms of your digestion when you have those foods, because you just haven't been eating them for a long period of time, mate. So yeah, we've got to obviously account for that when we are looking at the data. Oh, you know, you want to come back as a junior in, you know, 3 years time. The goal is to, you know, maximize muscle growth over the next 3 years, and make you a super competitive junior when you do step on stage, because obviously you're a super competitive teen. We want to now make you a super competitive junior. We've got those goals in sight. We know the goals as well. And that is like one thing that throughout a long off season, I will be reminding you of your goals. I will give you that direction, because I think it's super important, because a lot of people can get very complacent within an off season setting. Obviously we don't want that. We want to keep you at a high standard where you are doing everything possible to reach those goals, because they're big goals, mate, and we want to reach them. So we know what we need to do, and obviously work will need to be done. Right then, people, meal 2 going down, which is my pre-workout meal. Same routine, obviously, on a Saturday. Have my meal 1, go for a walk, do majority of my check-ins, and then have my pre-workout meal. I've got a few more check-ins to do, which I'll do after I've eaten this, but this is 100 grams of cream of rice, 20 grams of nut butter, and 50 grams of whey. Looks very appealing, doesn't it? I don't think you can ever make cream of rice look like really appetizing, but generally is just one of my favorite meals. Of course, got the Trained by JP custard cream of rice mixed with the Perform sticky toffee whey. What a combo that is. And then if anyone's wondering what the best nut butter is, it's this pippa nut, coconut and almond butter. It's lost my face, there we go. Very good, top tier nut butter. I've been using that for probably years. I think actually the first time I had that was in my 2019 contest prep, which is, yeah, probably 6 years of having this this nut butter. But yeah, that is my pre-workout meal. Also got a gram of low salt, a gram of pink salt and some cinnamon as well. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this, crack on with check-ins, and then it'll be time to get in the gym for upper today. Whoa, didn't see you there. Oh, anyone else just cringe at that type of content. Anyway, just got to the gym. You're currently in the boot of my car. I wonder if I can put this at a slightly more favorable angle without it falling over. It doesn't seem to be the case. We're just gonna fall off. No, you're going back in the boot of the car. Anyway, just about to make my intra workout, which is 15 grams of EAAs and 30 grams of highly branched cyclic dextrin. This is what I'll consume around 30 minutes within my workout. So it's been about 90 minutes since I had my pre-workout meal. So I like to utilize this as an MPS spike and also some intra-workout carbohydrates as well, which I do think are highly beneficial when it comes to any phase, because I think towards the tail end of a session, especially if you're doing quite long sessions, like for me, my sessions average around 2 hours, let's say. So definitely towards the back end of the session, when I've expended a lot of the carbohydrates from my pre-workout meal, it's nice to have a little bit of a top up in carbs midway through. So yeah, I'm gonna make this intra workout. I keep it in the boot of my car just for convenience, but it does mean that the old Merc's boot does get covered in supplementation, which is not great. But yeah, I'm gonna make this. We're gonna crack on with upper. We've got pec deck to start, then incline Smith press, incline prime, cable press, single arm pull down, prime chest supported row. I can't remember the next. Pullovers, single arm pull down, single arm lateral raise. So yeah, ATM has just arrived and we're gonna get after it. Right people, just got back from the gym. Post-workout meal has been made. 190 grams of raw weight chicken, 80 grams of lettuce, 40 grams of kimchi, of course accompanied with the Nando sauce, the goated sauce. And then we've got 100 grams of cream of rice, 100 grams of berries, it's like a mixture of blueberries and raspberries, a gram of pink salt, a gram of low salt and some cinnamon as well. Pretty much the same meal as what I was eating post-workout in prep, just a little bit more quantities of everything. But in all, a very good session. Really happy with that one. Super productive. Like training post-prep has been really good. Like I can't remember the last time I was getting 2-3 reps up on a set, or adding 5-10 kilos to a lift and matching reps from the previous rotation. So obviously it's going to get to a point where progression will slow down, but at this moment in time I'm just gonna rinse it as body weight is slowly coming up now. But yeah, we started the session with pec deck. The reason for that is just to establish a connection with my chest prior to going on to the pressing movements. So 2 sets of pec deck, 3 sets of low incline Smith press, 2 sets of incline prime, 2 sets of cable press, 2 sets of single arm pull down, 2 sets of prime row, 2 sets of pullover, and then 3 sets of laterals. So yeah, very, very good session. Again, like I've said in previous videos, I will push that volume up a little bit more once recovery capabilities are in a better position. But right now, I'm kind of already pushing that kind of volume threshold with this position that I'm in post prep. But as I get deeper into the off season, as food gets higher, as I just get a little bit more recovered from prep, I'll be able to then push that volume up a little bit further. But yeah, I'll take a mouthful for you guys so you can watch me eat. But yeah, I need to finish off really this strawberries and cream and rice, because it's not the greatest flavour. Like, it's okay, but there is better flavours. I'm just trying to get through all the prep stock because I've got like 3 or 4 flavours of whey at the moment. I've got 2 or 3 flavours of cream and rice, so I'm just trying to get through all of that first before I do a restock. Yeah, it's all right. It's not too bad. Anyway, I've got a little bit of work to do now. I've got a few more check-ins to do, and then Chelsea are playing at 3 o'clock. So hopefully we'll be able to watch that, or majority of the game anyway. And then at 6 o'clock, I've got a call with a client, Mr. Millingbob, Tom Millington, just to discuss a few things. So I'm excited for that. But for now, I'm going to crack on with check-ins, eat the rest of my post-workout meal, and I will catch you guys for meal 4. Meal 4 going down: 190 grams of raw weight chicken, 75 grams of raw weight jasmine rice, 50 grams of beetroot, 50 grams of spinach underneath the rice, and then 80 grams of pineapple. You gonna say hello?
Didn't know I was going to be in the background.
What do you think of meal 4?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah? Would you eat that?
Yeah, no.
No. And then of course accompanied with the Nando's sauce. A little bit of advice for anyone, obviously coming out of prep: make sure that you've got highly nutritious food. Make sure you're getting in your micronutrients. The last thing you want to be doing is trying to fit shit into your diet, like crap food. So make sure you're eating highly nutritious.
Can you show off our new suit?
Belle's got a super suit. I think maybe I might have said in a previous video that she got neutered, and yeah, she's got a little pink super suit at the moment. Bless her. She's very tired at the moment and sleeping a lot, which is good because she needs to recover from her surgery, her op, and then you'll be back climbing the doors and the curtain rails very, very soon. But yeah, that is meal 4. Like I was saying, make sure you're eating a lot of micronutrient dense food. We obviously want to look into getting in a healthier position coming out of contest prep. The last thing you want to be doing is eating crap food, which is only going to put more stress in your digestive system and just make you feel worse. So yeah, in terms of food volume as well, making sure food volume is still staying quite high. Appetite is obviously going to be still prep appetite, so I'm still fairly hungry for each meal. I'm going to enjoy meal 4. We've got to go do a Tesco shop as well. Hopefully Chelsea can pull off this win against Sunderland. Currently drawing 1-1, not ideal. Not ideal being a Chelsea fan. Meal 5 going down. How appetizing does this meal look? 150 grams raw weight beef mince, 5% fat beef mince, 20 grams of kimchi, 80 grams of lettuce, 50 grams of beetroot, and 50 grams of asparagus. Pretty much just a protein veg meal to finish the day off. Like I said, my food isn't too high at the moment. Only 300 carb today, 240 protein and 45 fat. So, you've just got to be patient within this phase, especially post prep. Like, some people you will see be eating, 3,000-4,000 calories. Some people like me, I'll be eating less than that. And it just takes time to rebuild, your metabolism again, and just put yourself in a healthier position. But food will progress up over time. It's just, again, one of those things you've just got to be patient within bodybuilding. And, even within the post-prep phase, I think a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves to do it perfect. Like, this is my 3rd time doing it. The first time that I managed the post-prep period was terrible. Like I gained 10 pounds within a week. You know, it was a very, very silly approach. I remember just binge eating constantly, going to bed with my stomach in pain, feeling like sick, and then waking up the next day and doing the same thing. But you know, back then I was 19. It was my first ever diet, and yeah, I just went crazy with it. But you know, not everyone's going to manage post prep the same, and I feel like a lot of people do put pressure on themselves. So sometimes just try and relieve that pressure a little bit. You know, you don't have to be perfect. Like yes, this phase is very, very important in setting up your off season, but don't feel like because you're looking at someone else and they're still super, super lean and they're still, you know, in a really, really good position, and maybe you've not been the best post show, don't feel like you should feel guilty for that. Like everyone makes mistakes, and that is just mistakes you will learn from in the future. Like I said, this is my third time doing it. Again, this is my third time doing it. I've absolutely nailed it in terms of adherence, but probably the most, one of the most extreme responses I've ever had from my body coming out of a dieting phase. So again, everyone is different and very, you know, it's just one of those sports at the end of the day where everyone is different and you've got to account for that. But yeah, I think it is good as well, like to introduce some normality post show. I think there's kind of two ends of the spectrum where you want to kind of fall within the middle. You know, a lot of people will just be super, super adherent and not regain any flexibility, and then you'll have the other side where people will just go too crazy with it. You want to fall somewhere within the middle. You know, have a couple of off-plan meals here and there. You know, try limit them, try macro track them as well, or calorie track them, and just regain a little bit of flexibility back, because I do think that is good just from a psychological level. So yeah, that would be my advice for anyone going through the post-prep situation right now. Anyway, I am pretty tired. It's only 7:15 at night, but I'm pretty tired. So I'm going to take my my PM supplementation, which is just trained by JP Dream Sleep. You can find this at Supplement Supply, of course, code MDB10 at checkout. But I'll take 1 serving of this, and I'll probably be in bed within the next like 90 minutes, if I'm honest. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my last meal. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you've enjoyed the full day of eating. I know it's nothing too exciting, but at the end of the day, it's good to document this phase as it is important going into the off season. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next video.